Okay, so I'm gonna look at removing the crank in the bottom bracket for this race face crank and race face bottom bracket. A couple of tools I'm gonna need. My Allen wrench to start off with, number 8. I like these, but they tend to flex a little bit. At least the set I have, this Husky set. I suspect Park's probably a little bit more sturdy. So sometimes I need to actually use this if it's on there pretty tight. Going to use the race face wrench to remove the bottom bracket. I've got a Park tool here, and that's going to help me remove the cinch on the back of the ring here. And I'll also need with that either a socket, a 3/8 inch socket, or a good size wrench to turn that. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is just get the Allen wrench in here and try to reef on this puppy backwards, lefty-loosey, and then I'm gonna look at pulling that nut all the way out. It's gonna push the crank right off the spindle there. All right, lay the chain down. While I'm at it, might as well work on this. This is where you take your Shimano, your basic Shimano cinch tool. It works here, and it's gonna fit right in there. And again, lefty-loosey. And put it down on the ground. Step on it. And then give it a turn. And then I can basically pull this apart, clean it, make sure there's some grease on there, and then of course I've already done that. I'm going to put it back on. Then we're going to step on it and give it a good turn, tighten it up. Try not to crack my knuckles on the ring there. Of course, there are torque specs for this, but I'm just trying to snug it up nice and tight. Okay. Get this off. I might need to loosen it up a little bit, but that's on there nice and tight now. So just remove that front ring and put it back on. Now here, basically the axle just pops right out, and there's a couple washers on the end of the crank here. So you got to make sure you don't lose those. You want to set those down. Find a rag. Set them on top of the rag would be a good idea. There's one on the other side as well. Make sure you don't lose that. Pulling it out. There it is on the other side. Leave that on the right. Position the other one on the left. A little color on the one on the left. You want to make sure that goes in towards the bike. All right. Grab a rag. Race Face has got some directions on the collar here for tighten and loosen. And so you want to remember to look on that. Basically on this side, Again, lefty-loosey for this side. Actually, I take it back. It's righty-loosey on this side. My mistake. Again, that comes out. This sleeve, I've already cleaned it up, greased it up. So basically it'll be the opposite on the other side. Again, using the raise face tool. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in at this point. Turn it to left to tighten this time, because this is on the drive side. Again, there are torque specs for this, and the raise face wrench has the ability to allow you to tighten it to torque specs, but this is just a quick. I'm going to use pressure against the seat tube here and make sure I get it nice and snug, not too snug. Put these washers back in. This one on the left has a collar, and this one on the right has none. Okay, slide crank guard in. Just inspect it really quick, make sure everything looks good. It does. Okay, bring the chain back up. Put on the bash guard just to kind of position it there for a minute. Take this and position it in the opposite direction there. Righty-tighty for this nut. You can feel it sinking up or cinching up, tightening up there. Nice thing about this is you can use the crank arm as a lever as you tighten it up. You're going to feel the entire axle tighten up and kind of throughout the bottom bracket. You can just feel it snugging up as you tighten. Everything's nice and clean. Okay, that's about it. Put the chain back on. Okay. All right, should be about it.